Hello, everyone. I watched a lot of bad movies in my lifetime. I purposely seek out to watch bad B creature movies to enjoy them. So this is coming go and this is coming from a person who enjoys watching bad movies because they know they're bad. This
Oh, we're gonna
movie,
have a fun we're gonna have a fun discussion here.
this movie, I don't know if it didn't know it was bad or was trying to be bad, but Mike, read the synopsis, please.
Okay, so Independence Day Resurgence takes place 20 years after the original. Um, so here's the story. Using recovered alien technology, the nations of Earth have collaborated on an immense defense program to protect the planet. But nothing can prepare us for the aliens' advanced and unprecedented force. Only the ingenuity of a few brave men and women can bring our world back from the brink of extinction. Now, we're okay. We both agree that this movie's not good.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be the crazy one here and say that I actually had fun watching this. As batshit crazy as it was, there are actually a few things that I enjoyed.
I will agree. There was a few things that I enjoyed, but I'm going to let you know right now. I'm going to be very silent on the positives.
All right, I'll take these.
Okay.
It's just nice to see the old cast again. I mean, seeing Jeff Goldblum, Bill Pullman, who else was in this? Oh, Judd Hirsch, Brent Spiner. We'll get to him because that's a thing that I need to talk about. But yeah, Jeff Goldblum and Bill Pullman were like the best parts, even if they didn't have all too much to do. Also, a few characters, or at least one of them that I didn't mention in my written review. I can't remember his name, but the warlord with the two machetes, he was cool.
He was cool. Oh man, I'm shutting up because we're not talking about negatives right now.
Yeah, we're not there yet. I'll let you have it.
I'm trying so damn hard here, man. But okay, I'm gonna mention some positives so we can go back and forth a little bit. The Queen looked awesome.
Yeah, but like that was. Say we will get to the things that didn't work, but the creature designs, they looked amazing.
Yeah, like they didn't, give or take. I had a split second where I didn't remember the fact that there is like a little withering alien inside of the husk of what the aliens looked like. For a split second, I forgot what that was about. And I'm like, why did that thing just crack? Oh, yeah. They didn't really update them that much. And it's not a complaint. That design actually holds up. The little withering, squirmy, squid-looking thing, it didn't need to be updated. That actually held, in my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah. And like I said, the fact that the last time when they took the alien down, you have to remember this is a Roland Emmerich film, so that worked. And the last time where the Queen didn't have to do much. Or they didn't even mention a queen last time, did they? They just planned on destroying the ship. Right?
I don't remember. I like when they went up to the mothership. I don't think that was the Queen. It's funny how much I can't remember, even though I saw the original like 2 nights ago.
Yeah. But yeah, the Queen, making her a giant predatory monster. Good idea. I'll give you that. It took me 2 hours to get to that really good idea, but that was great. Um,
I have a positive that will turn to a negative once we talk about it. But the idea, okay, for those of you who don't know, this movie was actually going to be a two-parter, shot back to back, but Fox only greenlit one film. So they did a lot of sequel baiting in this movie, but
really?
the idea that kept popping up was like intergalactic space travel, and that actually kind of sounds intriguing.
That does sound intriguing, but we'll get to the reason why that's probably not going to happen later. But yeah, the idea of the what was the name? I'm blanking out of the little female white companion robot in WALL-E.
Oh, I know this.
Blanking so hard.
Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. Keep talking.
The second that thing turned on, I'm like, give her a little bit of widened eyes and no slit, and that's exactly what that thing reminded me of. That's neither a positive nor a negative.
Just something nerdy.
Yeah. I liked that they didn't just fortify Earth. That was one thing that was really puzzling me in the trailers. I'm like, okay, good idea protecting the planet you live on, but here's an idea. How about you arm to the teeth every single planet on the way to here so you're not screwed by the time the massive alien warship gets here? And then they talk about having a defense system on Saturn that got taken out. So I'm like, okay, somebody was thinking that
makes more sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
Eve was the name of the other robot from WALL-E.
Okay, gotcha. Other positives. The fact that they had.
You know what?
Go ahead.
Hold on. A lot of people give this actor crap, but I actually think that Liam Hemsworth did not suck in this movie. Like, I know you're probably gonna disagree. But this is actually the first time that I think he actually did okay. Same with the other cast members. And although I'm still a little bit salty that Mae Whitman is not reprising her role as the president's daughter, she is played by my future wife, Maika Monroe.
Oh gosh. Okay. All right. Yeah, I agree. What else?
One more positive, and I promise we'll
no, man, dude, if you got positives, get to them, because a lengthy part of this review is going to be negatives.
All right. Well, the last one I want to mention is I do think the action was not quite as like fist pumpingly awesome as the original. A lot of the action scenes looked pretty good in this movie. Like but mostly the dog fights, because that's what you go to see this movie for.
Yeah, exactly.
Any final positives?
I have one more positive. I almost forgot, but this is going to turn into a negative because they didn't do enough with it. Man, if they would have somehow gotten the okay from Fox to have 2 movies, the inside of that ship looks so cool.
Oh yeah,
the environment with the water and the hives and stuff.
Oh, if only they could stay in there a little bit longer.
Oh yeah, but okay. There is moments. Are we fully in negatives here?
We'll smoothly transition into negatives.
Oh, it's going to be smooth. Don't you worry. As silky smooth as the president's face that he took time to shave before he took off on the suicide mission. Why? Not just he took an electric razor to make himself look.
No, he just like ripped the whole damn thing off.
He was clean shaven, no scratch marks or bleeding. He had time to dampen himself up and look silky smooth. Are you kidding me? Mr. My daughter's not going on this suicide mission. I'm going instead of her, and we need to leave now. Sorry, but first I'm going to bust out my Schick Hydro real quick and freshen up so the alien remembers what I look like. I almost walked out of this movie 3 times.
Was that one of the 3?
That was the one where I looked at my phone and went, I've got a half an hour. I'm a strong-willed individual, and I can do this.
What were the other 2 times?
One of them was when Jeff Goldblum's dad survives being crashed between a freighter and a freighter ship.
Okay, yeah. What the hell was up with that?
And also, his ship is right side up, and he's with no injuries whatsoever, just hanging out, safely buckled, when he was driving the ship before it crashed. And the one of the first ones was when this whole unbearably massive ship crashes. I get it. You guys had to up the ante. I understand. This thing crashes, and one of its stabilizing markers lands and falls 2 inches short of crushing what looks like a newly constructed White House.
Such an Emmerichism.
Are you kidding me? All this stuff of like, what they should have done is just put Roland Emmerich's face on a watermark on the corner of the screen the entire time. Be like, hey guys, remember this guy? He can't do much anymore. Okay, I'm not going to say this is the worst performance I've ever seen out of an actor in my entire life, but you thought that I was going to disagree about Liam Hemsworth. And I don't know if he was just acting bad. There's a couple scenes where his lines were delivered worse than an epileptic monkey. But so was everyone else's in this movie. I don't know who their last movie that Roland Emmerich didn't have this bad of line delivery in it.
What was the last movie? Was it White House Down?
I think it was White House Down. But that was the last one I saw him in. So I could be wrong about it being the last one he directed. But every line fell like a wet fart in this movie, in my opinion. Yeah, man, you would have been really lonely without me. Don't do that to me, man. Oh, babe, you're going to shoot me? You could have waited till after you married me.
I should point out something. There are 5 writers credited to this movie.
They should never work again.
Yeah.
Ever. I don't know if I could say this, and they might have worked on a film that I loved. But holy mother of God, was this bad.
Yeah, there is some very cringeworthy dialogue.
And the last scene, the last line was one of the worst. What are we talking about? Interdimensional travel? And he's holding, yeah, we're gonna kick some alien ass.
Oh, God.
You really had to leave with that? You're not getting a sequel. This thing is projected to make less money than the first one did. Back then.
Yeah.
That's bad.
That is really pretty bad. Also, this movie didn't screen for critics until this morning.
Shocking.
which meant most people who wanted to see it had to actually shell out the money and pay the $10. I just now I enjoyed watching this movie, but I can admit, like, taking a step back, there are a lot of things wrong with this, such as pretty much all the stuff with Brent Spiner, where I don't even have the right words to describe how just tonally off his scenes were to the rest of the film. He was like the Randy Quaid of Resurgence.
He was Randy Quaid on steroids in this movie. That scene, like the whole him walking around. Oh, this reminded me of another huge negative. Him walking around. He gets from the hospital where he was. I don't know what this thing is in correlation to Area 51. This thing, he gets out of that hospital in a gown. No one sees him. He makes it all the way to the secret meeting room where they're going to interrogate an alien. Also, the president, we'll get back to Brent Spiner in a second. The president sneaks away from all of these people, knows how to activate those isolation cages, knows how to activate the crane to get to the isolation cage, and knows how to bring one into an interrogation room. Once it's there, no one shoots the glass through, just lets him be attacked so they can talk.
See, it's things like that really bring this whole movie down. Oh, and we only touched upon Judd Hirsch's character. What the hell is he been doing here? If all he's gonna do is pretty much just babysit a bunch of kids who we barely get to know and give so little shits about.
Also, I take it back. There was 4 times I almost walked out of that theater.
Oh,
fourth one was when they drove that bus through the middle of a desert to get to Area 51.
Yeah, that was just stupid.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, oh yeah, our bus driver just left on a train on a car to go to Minnesota. Then another kid comments, yeah, he wanted to go have sex with his girlfriend. I repeat, the 5 writers in this movie should not work again.
So you just leave the damn kids by the bus, stranded there in the middle of the desert? I'd say that's irresponsible, but that doesn't even begin to describe it.
Not even remotely close.
Jeez. What else? Because there's just
man, I don't know. I'm at a loss for words. It's not common that I'm at a loss for words unless someone did something incredibly stupid. Normally I could comment on it. This is a 2-hour-long experience that I was trying to actively forget as it was happening. Also, going back to the African stereotype that was cool for a couple of lines, in my humble opinion. They start talking about in this movie how Brent Spiner's character was bonded with the Queen or the hive mind, and that's why he was having visions.
Okay.
The last time I watched Independence Day was last year on 4th of July. Because I'm stupid like that and I try and have that to be a tradition. You want to tell me when African katana man... Oh, no, I take that back. The stupid white guy that called his 2 machetes katanas, that guy was another person I wanted to kick clean in the face every time he was on screen. when did this guy verge with a hive mind to be connected that they never talked about? And also, he can completely understand their language because he just studied it.
I got nothing.
Yeah, and everyone who's watching this movie who really liked Independence Day Resurgence, God bless you, and I'm glad you liked it. Like I said, I openly watch movies like Sharktopus and enjoy them. So I really can't say anything when it comes to liking bad movies. But what? You gotta see stuff like this. It just, I don't know anymore.
Yeah, this movie is draining us, so we might have to wrap up soon. But before we do, I want to ask a hypothetical question.
Okay.
Do you think this movie would have been better if it was released 10 years ago, and or Will Smith was attached?
Okay, I can openly tell you now, it would have been better with Will Smith because Will Smith is Will Smith. Just the fact that Will Smith was in the movie, whether his character sucked or not, he would have made this movie better. I can tell you right now, if this movie was released 15 years earlier, it would have been better. It would have been worlds better because there wouldn't have been, give or take, it was going to be on the movie whether it was deserved or not. The stink of the 20 years later cash grab was really on this movie. Give or take, once again, every movie that's ever made is a cash grab because it's literally its job is to make money.
Wait, I just thought of something. You said 15 years ago. That's 3 years after Godzilla 98, which a lot of people hated. I can just picture.
Okay, yeah, I take that back. That would not have helped because Roland Emmerich just made that much.
Hear me out. Let's just say, okay, people really didn't like Godzilla 98 because, you know, that just wasn't a Godzilla movie. So let's say it's like 2000, it's like the year 2000, and you see a teaser trailer for Independence Day 2.
Okay.
And people are excited because they like the first Independence Day.
Mm-hmm.
And then everyone in the cast returns, including Mae Whitman and Will Smith.
How salty you are about Mae Whitman not being here is amazing. And Mae Whitman. But go on.
I have a feeling that if it was just Roland Emmerich and Dean Devlin who wrote the screenplay, like, and just made a good sequel like 15 years ago, it might have been received better than this monstrosity.
They didn't even have to make a good sequel. They had to make an okay one.
Because okay for Emmerich standard is amazing.
Yeah. And okay, I'm not a person that's going to trash Independence Day because that is one of my favorite films of all time. That speech, all the lines that Bill Pullman gives in that movie, to me, are magnificently cheesy.
But that speech...
But that speech about declaring our Independence Day, we will not go quietly into the night, it's delivered. That is the best line that only Bill Pullman could have pulled out in that movie.
That's one of my favorite like speeches like in film of all time.
Yes. And
it's awesome.
Yes. And the whole, all right, boys, let's plow the road, and the reinforcements come through and just start clearing way for everyone to wreck house. That is just amazing. It is the definition of 90s cheese, and it's delivered to perfection. But that movie is not a masterpiece. It's not. It's a good movie. So it didn't need a Shakespearean level sequel to be okay. This movie was steaming hot garbage. This movie was what Jeff Goldblum was wiping off the front of that bus. Bio slime.
as much as I enjoyed watching this movie, Independence Day Resurgence is exactly the movie that people accused Jurassic World of being last year. Like Jurassic World, I think is a like better. I think Jurassic World is a better made film and was more fun, like in a cheesy sense.
Yeah,
than this was.
I agree with you completely. I don't think Jurassic World was a bad film at all.
Oh hell no, no! Jurassic World was great.
Yeah, the only issues I really had was like that one Jeep starting up when it hasn't been touched in like however many years.
20 years.
And freaking Bryce Dallas Howard running away from a T-Rex in high heels. But other than that, it really didn't have a huge amount of issues. Like, but yeah. See, like you just made a good point. You can wait a long time and still make a good movie.
They just didn't this time.
No. Okay, here's a good question. Do you think... That's a dumb question because you're going to answer yes. But do you think that people would have been as apprehensive about this movie if Roland Emmerich wasn't directing it?
Ooh.
I was going to say, would it have been better if someone else directed it? But there's a dumb question because that's an almost 98% chance that it was a yes. But do you think it would have been less... what do I want to say? Treated as like a disease?
You know what? I'm going to take the first question and run with it. Okay, anything would be better than this specific movie if someone other than Roland Emmerich directed. But that still doesn't guarantee a great movie unless you get like a Rian Johnson or someone of that caliber to direct.
You want to know who I would have loved to see direct this movie?
Who?
Never in a million years would have happened, but David Ayer.
Oh, that... I was thinking like Guillermo del Toro.
Oh, that would have been good too.
Because he did Blade 2, and that movie is arguably better than the first one.
It is. He does kill a vampire with a suplex in that movie, but other than that, that is a great movie.
There are so many other directors I wish could have directed this. Matt Reeves, Doug Liman. Who else?
This is really mean, and I shouldn't say it. But the only worse option I saw directing this film than Roland Emmerich, from what I just saw, was Uwe Boll.
Yeah.
It's pretty much uphill from there.
Yep.
Like Paul Thomas Anderson. Wait, hold on.
I think you meant Paul W.S. Anderson.
Paul W.S. Anderson. I'm a person that loves the Resident Evil movies, but even I'll admit they aren't directorial masterpieces. I think he would have did a better job with this movie than what Roland Emmerich did.
Olivier Megaton, the guy who directed the last two Taken movies, would have done a better job than Emmerich.
Yes. I will defend Taken 3, Taken 2, not so much, but yeah. All right. Let's attempt to give this thing a score or something. Because I think we've ripped into it enough.
Again, despite all my negatives, I actually ended up giving this movie a 7 out of 10 because in the moment I enjoyed watching the movie, but I can admit, for like taking a step back, this thing is not good, like at all.
No, it's not. Okay, I'm not going to rip this movie entirely to shreds. Getting to see Bill Pullman back as that president did a lot for my heart. Getting to see the whole Will Smith in the portrait of him looking like he was fresh out of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
That was cool.
That was awesome. That did a lot with very little. I'll give this movie, I'll be really generous. I will give this movie a 5 out of 10, in my opinion. I'm not going to persuade people away from seeing it, but I'm going to let you know, in my opinion, Mike, you can give a different one. If you're not liking this movie, half an hour to 45 minutes in, your opinion likely is not going to change until a little bit of the very last of the 2 hours of this movie. Because it's a lot of the same repeated. That's just me. Mike, what is your suggestion?
Look, if you're excited for this movie, just go and have a good time. Don't worry about what the critic is saying. Mm-hmm. Don't worry about what we're saying. Just go and have a good time. But if you didn't even like the first movie, I don't think you have any business going to this one.
Oh God. That is one thing we will tell you. I will question your movie watching likeness if you didn't like Independence Day slightly. I won't say you have bad taste in movies because no one does, because we're all different, but Independence Day, come on. But Mike is very right. Don't, under any circumstances, watch this movie if you did not like the first one, because you will hate yourself afterwards. But any other concluding thoughts?
I think we touched upon everything.
Okay, good deal. Everyone, I saw some people tuned in live for a little bit. Josiah, I saw you were one of them. Thank you, and you let me know something that I didn't know was happening when we did this live. Apparently, they can't comment on the videos, so I'm going to try and figure out why that is. But until then, we're going to try and do this stuff live more because we like you guys watching it live so that you can comment and interact. I just found out that's an issue. We're going to take care of that, though. Everyone, I'm Brock Emmerich. You can find me at WayneTech7 on Twitter and Organoid0 on YouTube. I finally got another video up. So Yay! If you like that kind of stuff, go look for it. Mike, where can they find you?
You guys can find me at Captain K42 on Twitter, and look for me in the Facebook groups, Geeks and Gamers, all the various Geeks and Gamers spin-offs, and Sons and Daughters of Movie Talk. Don't forget to go to geeksandgamers.com. My written review for Independence Day Resurgence is up, as well as the geek boards and the raffles and all that good stuff. So sign up today if you haven't already. And last but not least, subscribe to the Geeks and Gamers YouTube channel, where we got coming back in the fall, the Arrowverse After Show. Now every week is We Are Geek. Various Ask an Admin, various reviews and vlogs and stuff, and other projects coming down the pipeline soon. So stay tuned for that.
Yes. Many discussions were had yesterday. Some of you saw them on the page. Stuff happened after that live video went up that we talked about. So when all of us finally have a lot more time, this YouTube channel is going to explode because we care a lot about it. It's just that life happens. So
yeah,
keeps us away from it. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and we will see you next time.